Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another vlog. Tonight's vlog, we are going to be talking autumn. Might be a little bit early, but the more you get planned, the easier autumn's going to be, because them colours only happen truly for a week, 2 weeks. They're at their prime. And if you've got loads of locations in mind, then you can snap them all and grab them shots, because it is easily the best time of year as a landscape photographer by far. And the location I've come to scout is Falling Foss, which is a lovely waterfall in the northeast area. So yeah, is this it here? Okay, so this is Falling Foss. Hopefully we're going to get a better photo than that, because that one was pretty bad, but we are going to get a good one. And there's another location down here as well that is absolutely sick, and I want to do some fire spinning down there. So yeah, into the woods we go. It's going to be a good evening, I'm sure. Ah. So what is it coming down off trees? The seeds? Bloody hell, all the acorns are falling. That's pretty cool. Loads of acorns are falling. Sounds like it's raining, but there's loads of acorns. Super cool. There's a couple of things that I'm going to be looking out for in particular, and that is different types of trees, because different types of trees go into autumn at different times. The first ones, in my knowledge, that go into autumn is the silver birch trees. And I have a woodland in mind that I have been looking at for 2 years and still never been there in autumn to go and photograph it. So that's coming up in future vlogs. But in this one, there is a lot of big old beech trees, and they by far are the best autumnal trees. By far. Like, they are awesome. Silver birch, lovely contrast between the silver bark and them little tiny leaves, and they look great above waterfalls. Oak trees, a little bit funky. They don't have the nicest of colour to them. They go with more of a mucky brown instead of a golden orange like the silver birch. And yeah, we found it. Wow, this was super easy. Check this out. So we found Falling Foss just over here, and it looks pretty darn good. One thing that's really cool, it's got a really nice grassy part, mossy part to the side. It's really strong coming down, and with a long exposure, I really like the way the water hits different points and makes nice thick points and thin points. We're gonna go down there, check it out, and then there's another little waterfall just over here with a bridge and lots of trees. So I'm going to sort of abandon my mission for hunt of autumn, apart from I'm going to look at what trees are down there as well. So it's still going to be a little bit of a hunt of autumn, but main thing now is going to be photographing that waterfall. I love waterfalls, absolutely love them. Right, so it's a bit of a sketchy climb down, but we'll, you know, we can make it. We can make it, yeah, easy. So you may have noticed I'm using Pauline for a lot of B-roll, and I don't know how well that's going. It might be going really well, it might not be, and if you like it, let me know in the comments below. But what I am going to do now is I am going to start to photograph this beauty here. I was hoping to get here slightly earlier and explore this river down this way a little bit more, but that light is failing massively very quickly. So what I'm going to concentrate on now is getting a little shot, getting something. I quite like it straight on, but I also feel like, you know, it's the obvious shot. So I'm looking over here and I've got a few little leaves down in the water, and I'm wondering if I can focus on these leaves down here and maybe get them spinning around, doing something interesting. I'm wondering what it will look like maybe from over here. but then instantly you lose the top section of the waterfall, so you're limited. You're really quite limited by this waterfall. I've got a nice few little sections of rocks here, but I need to get rid of this stick. It's definitely in the way. So I'm going to get this stick out of the way. I'm going to use these as like a leading line up into it. Then I get a nice angle of the waterfall and nothing's totally covering it. And I think that will work quite nicely. So I've got it all worked out now and it's starting to look pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie. I've got the video on, there we are. So I've got these little section of rocks just down here, they're pointing up into the waterfall, and I've centralized the top of the waterfall so everything leads up into that. But what I wanted really importantly is I wanted this big moss wall here to look good. And the way I've done that is I've turned my polarizer on, so I'm cutting off as much of the glare of that wall as possible. So if you look at this, so I've got the glare on the water, I've got the glare on that wall, and then I've got the glare off that wall. So what's happening is I'm bringing a much richer colour to them greens by cutting out that sheen. Because I've got a waterfall coming down here, that's going to stay very wet, so I need to be really aware of that. For my shutter speed, I don't know if I'm going to go that long. I'm going to capture a little bit of movement, but I don't want everything silky smooth. I think it's going to be a good one, this. Okay, so I've taken my shot now and I've got it all set up. And this is the image right here. And you'll notice that I've left it really, really dark. And the reason why is so the highlights at the top of the waterfall, no information is lost. But everything else is really dark in this image. But I will be able to bring that back in Lightroom and Photoshop and I'll get all of that information and then I can make it really dark and dramatic. And wait until the end, I think this is going to be a nice shot. I'm not going to play around with too many compositions here, but autumn time, this is going to be awesome. If you look up just into the trees just above, I've got a nice little beech tree over here, I've got some sycamore over there, another beech tree, and it's just going to be really nice. And I think the sun will be a little bit further around this way and I'll be able to get some nice light coming in, lighting it all up, and it'll look absolutely beautiful. I'm really excited about autumn. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make my way back up that treacherous route and go check out the waterfall and the bridge and the place that I want to do some firewall spinning. Something I'm definitely hoping to spend a bit of time capturing this autumn are trees like this, where all of their roots are sticking out on the ground, and then I have a huge tree coming up. Obviously, this isn't the tree, but in this wood, that way, quite a way that way, there are trees that do that. And I'm very excited to get that shot. Pauline almost fell. There's Pauline. As I said, this ain't the easiest climb in and climb out. But there is an easier way that involves coming from that way. What's the village called? Okay, there's a village that way, other than Falling Foss, and you can walk from there and you can get to the bottom of Falling Foss without having to do this stupid climb. Oh, look at that. Pretty risky. But if you watched last week's video, yeah, we deal in risky. We enjoy it. We have a nice time with risky. Anyway, I'll see you at the top. Also, if you do decide to come here, there is the cutest place to have a coffee. But obviously not at sunset time. And look at this next place. How sick is this? Got a perfect, nice little flat pool, a lovely bridge, trees in the background. A little tumbling waterfall coming down through the middle of what has water this time, which is good. And then just imagine somebody spinning wire wool in the middle of there. Well, imagine Pauline spinning wire wool in the middle of there. That, my friend, will be a beautiful image. Look at this. Instantly, I found what I was looking for. Now, what I'm hoping is I can get an angle with this in there, with that in there, that isn't cutting out the next step up, because it will look odd if I've got this shot here and then nothing and then a bridge. So I want to get the next level up. So we might need to be a little bit higher, and then hopefully when I flip into portrait, I'm going to get something good. But this is better than I was hoping for. See if I can get it all in one frame. This is why you have more than one lens. And at some point, if you'd like to, I'm going to do a video on the Holy Trinity, at least my Holy Trinity of lenses. My wide, my medium, and my long. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do a video on that, because they are an epic set of lenses that won't break the bank. Okay, so now, because I've got the ultra wide lens on, I can even go wider than I was hoping. And I've started to introduce a little bit of this waterfall down here on the bottom left-hand corner. So I've got a nice leading line into this little pool and up into the top. What I wish I did have, which I don't have, is a polarizer for my wide angle lens. But I don't have one, which means I'm getting a lot of sheen on that water, which doesn't look as good with the swirling bubbles. I'm still going to shoot it with a 20-second exposure on an ISO 31 f/16, and I'm just going to fire that off and stay very still and try not to knock my camera. So I've just finished my first exposure, and check this out. Now, like I said at the beginning, planning for autumn. Imagine this shot, autumn light behind, sunrise coming up, light coming through all over them rocks on the side, to have leaves and stuff and beautiful colour, light coming through, maybe a bit of mist. Oh, it will be special. Possibly portfolio. Possibly. But I really like this location, this composition, and also imagine that fire spinning in the middle. I think that will make an epic video composition, and just, again, maybe another portfolio shot. In the early days of me being a photographer on YouTube, you're gonna have to go back in my catalogue of videos. Something I used to do quite often is I would do vertical panoramas to capture everything, because I didn't have a wide angle lens. I do have a wide angle lens now, and it's lovely, but sometimes you still can't get all of the information you want to capture. So what I'm going to do to make this image even more than what it already was is I'm going to do a vertical panorama. So I'm going to shoot one image just like this, and then what I'll do is I'll pan my camera up, shoot another image just like this, and then pan my camera up one more time, shoot another image just like this, and then with the power of Photoshop or Lightroom, depending on which one does a better job, that's what I'll do. I'll stitch them together and make one mighty bad boy image. And again, picture this in autumn. Picture this in autumn. So as I was saying before, talking about roots out of the ground, up into beautiful, incredible beech trees. Now, can you imagine all of these trees when they are literally, not literally, but figuratively on fire? Autumn colours coming through. It will be absolutely epic. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but beech trees are my absolute favourite for photographing in autumn. And look at how many ancient beech trees they are. I know it's really dark. If I cover up that light, you'll be able to see what I can see a little bit better. But as the light is failing, so is the end of this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope it's made you think about what you can do at home to start preparing for the most magical time of year. And it's not Christmas, it's autumn. Autumn woodland photography. My God, I love it. But yeah, so head out into the woods, go and have a little walk, go and have a little wander, try and find new locations with pretty little bits of water, maybe the occasional bridge. Old stone bridges, absolutely beautiful. And Britain's full of them. Not sure about the States, and not sure if anyone from the States even watches these, but if you are from the States, leave a comment below. It'd be nice to say hello. But yeah, plan for autumn. Don't get caught out. Don't get to the point where you're thinking, wow, it's amazing outside, and you have no idea where you want to go. So come, have a look, explore, take a walk. It's beautiful. Autumn, best time of year. And make sure you've got a plan, trust me. Anyway, that is going to be all from me this week. I hope you have a lovely week. And yeah, get out with the camera. Peace.